Well, good morning.
Hello and welcome
Disgruntled
back, Granny.
Octopus.
Hello, how are you?
I'm very well. How disgruntled are you today?
I'm very disgruntled. I just realised I had a secondary YouTube window open, so
Oh,
I had a
yes.
bit of a playback feature in the background, which is good.
It's quite
Oh,
distracting, isn't it, when that happens?
yeah, that's right. I think I need to readjust my head as well. It's a bit slanted today.
You are on a bit of a lean.
Yeah, but yeah. How are you, Granny? How you been?
I'm very well, very well.
So
Busy
if
working away.
my painted eyes don't deceive me, it looks like you're actually doing something in the accountability hour.
I am. So I thought, well, I may as well try and encourage people to be doing something. So, and a lot of people have asked about my photo station. So I thought I would show my photo station and me taking some photos.
Oh, very good. And what's the background that you're using? Like obviously, I can see it's grey, but what is it?
Yes, so it's carpet. So it's a very lightweight indoor carpet that you get from Bunnings.
Mm-hmm.
And I use it. Grey is a great colour because grey acts like a photographer's grey card, which actually balances the colours. So anyone that's having trouble with their reds or their greens or their khaki colours when they're taking their photos, it's probably because they're using a white background and that's distorting the colours. But if you use a grey background, it still gives you the normal colours.
Yeah, okay. I'll have to do that because I can't hot pink when I take photographs of myself. So maybe I'll have to start using a grey background.
That's what you need, a grey background. Because as I said, it just acts as a grey card, so your photos come out just as they look, as long as you've got enough light. And I just have, so my setup is I've got an old projector screen behind here. So I've got and it's really good because I've got the carpet just clipped to that at the top. So I can actually raise that up and down if I needed to. Like if I was going to photograph dresses, which I don't, I could actually raise that up higher so that I could have more length there. And then I've got the table here at the bottom, which is mainly what I use when I do my flat lays in my books.
Who would have thought that you'd make the accountability hour boring?
Oh, well, just trying to help. And I've got two lights here at the side. There you go.
Well, that's good. That's good. Yeah. We'll say hello to the chat first before we go into it a bit further. Good morning. Look at that handsome octopus. He always comes back for some reason. I don't know what it is.
I haven't got my chat up. I better have a look.
The StreamYard link. So, yeah, if you're more than welcome to pop in and say hello and berate Granny over her photo station setup if you so wish. Champs, good morning. How are you?
Good morning, Champs.
Bearded Poker Tuber, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, 3 octopuses. He's 5 short, but we won't hold that against him. Unlike a lot of our YouTubers over here, he's got a magnificent beard and long hair. Maybe Chris Furlong needs to have a look at it.
Yes. Well, maybe Chris Furlong could grow some facial hair.
Well, let's not go too crazy.
Yeah,
is it Saris? Yeah. Saris, I made it in. Hi, welcome.
Yeah.
I can't
Good morning.
These eyes are painted on if you haven't already.
Saris. Or Ceres, because it's sort of like spelt the same way as fairies, but with an S, isn't it?
No, it could be. But, yeah, it looks like it. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
The bearded poker tuber. I use a grey drape cloth in the background. Oh, he agrees with you. Well, there you go. You'll have to start a YouTube podcast with him because have someone to agree with you.
That'd be a change, wouldn't it?
That's right. That's my beloved Hilo. How are you today, mate? Like a window shade.
Good morning. So you're putting out lots of content, which is good.
Yeah, I watched one of your videos the other day. I can't remember what it was about. That sounds really bad. But I did comment on it, so I did watch it. Good morning, Bax. How are you?
Good morning, Bax.
Flips Fox. Oh, okay. That's probably why I didn't recognise it. You need to light up your pictures because then I can work out who you are. But welcome. How's Newcastle? Is it nice and warm today?
It's very mild here today. We've got a bit of rain today, so it's one of those warm, humid days. Hello, Matilda.
You'll be with us in 10 minutes.
Okay.
Okay. Does it mean that is she popping in, or is she gone on the back from burnout thrift tour today? I'm not too sure.
Maybe. I think it's Matilda in South Australia, I think.
Oh, I'm not too sure.
Yeah,
like I said, you all look the same to me. S Aries, yeah, that makes sense. I thought that was the Aries sign.
Oh, so it is too when I look at it.
Yeah, so as an octopus, I'm very astrologically aligned.
That is so much.
That's right. Like I do enjoy watching your videos because you get quite worked up, which is great. I love it. Yeah,
Yes,
if your blood pressure gets worked up, I get worked up as well, which is good.
Yes.
Yes. And how many subscribers do you want at the moment, Hilo? And if you're not subscribed to Hilo, jump over to his chat. By all means, drop your link to your YouTube channel in here, Hilo. You're more than welcome to do that. Granny's well known for selfless promotion through here, so you might as well do us as well.
Yeah, make the most of it. And if you want to watch someone that actually gives you his opinion and doesn't conform to the norm, well, he's a good one to watch because he says what he thinks and he says it. And he does get a bit worked up, but that's
and like me, he's quite an aesthetically looking person. Bald head. It's great. Won't hold that against him. Never used YouTube for business. Knew he's warming up at the warehouse working away. What's it like in the warehouse? Do you have ventilation? I know I've seen it on pictures, but I don't know if you've got much going on ventilation-wise, or it's just like a locked-up room.
Sound like you've got her locked up in a jail cell or something there, the way you're talking.
Yeah, well, she does. She's probably surrounded by Skylanders. She's got a lot of Skylanders.
Oh, has she?
Yes. By quality items, hope your still stick out. Oh, that's correct. Yeah, that's right. So, unlike Granny and I, we don't buy quality items. We just buy junk. What are you photographing, Granny?
So, I've got 2 vintage books to start with. So, this one is called The Land Boomers, printed in Melbourne. And it's basically about the gold rush and the people that came over with the gold rush by Michael Cannon. And it's a next library copy, which you never worry about listing a next library copy. They do just as well as anything else. And the one thing about them is usually they're covered with the nice plastic covering and it protects the dust jacket. So you end up getting a really good book. And this is quite good. It's got illustrations and photographs in here. So, yeah.
So what year was it released?
So this one, I think 1966 off the top of my head. Yeah, how about that? 1966.
Unlike you, the octopus wasn't around then.
Yeah, well, I actually was too. I was, 4 years old then.
Oh,
and
okay.
then, then the other one I've
still
got
going.
is, well, you asked me what I was listing, is a book.
I know, I regret that now.
Well, look, just deal with it.
Yeah, so,
Is a children's book, which is, well, you'd call it a girl's book, really. It was directed towards girls. And it's called Helpful Penny by Ambrose Haynes. And he wrote a series of books about Penny. And so there's all different ones, but this one's Helpful Penny. And, just a nice little kid's book with a nice little dust jacket in fairly good condition. The only thing that's probably, takes a little bit of weight, it's got a little bit of chipping on the dust cover there. And as we often find with vintage books, it's clipped because they used to clip it in the shop to tell them what they'd sold. But if you can get them unclipped and they're vintage, that's extra good.
Yeah, okay. I never knew that. There you go. You learn something new every day. Yeah. Where are we? Hang on. Oh, he lays up to 211. Maybe he shouldn't promote himself, Grady, because he'll beat us. He's catching up to us quite quickly.
Oh, wow. Yes.
No, it's good. No, definitely good. I really enjoy his videos, so make sure you go check them out if you're that way inclined. It's a jail cell. There's ventilation. I've moved upstairs and lots of fans going already. Yeah, I suppose. Do you have to pay for electricity there? I'm not too sure if you're working out of a storage shed or an actual warehouse. But yeah. I suppose if you don't have to pay electricity, go for gold. Plug everything in you can fine.
If it's included in the rent.
That's right. That's what I do. How did you get good at books? She's illiterate. She can't read. She just likes the pictures on the front. So Hilo wants to know how you got so good at books. Was it what's your secret, Granny?
Because I've been an avid reader all my life, I suppose, and I love books. And I started getting some of my family's old books when I started doing genealogy. And, I just thought they were going to throw them out and I would get them. And it started giving me an appreciation for vintage and antique books. And since then, I've made an effort to – that's mainly what I sell, vintage and antique books. I like to save them from the bin.
Oh, that's good to know. Yeah, well, that's good. And like we were talking about the other day, Granny, is a lot of op shops would probably just throw them out because they look a bit ratty.
Yeah, they do. A lot of the op shops will, if they've got any yellow discolouring on the pages, which, 90% of them have, Some, I think it's the salvos have a policy for them not to sell them, and so they chuck them out. And it's some salvos you can actually get them to keep them for you. Some won't. They'll just say, no, our policy is to send them out. So, yeah, they get chucked.
Yeah,
which,
okay.
I've approached a few, and some will keep them. There's one in particular I'm going to go, next time I go there, I'm going to go dumpster diving. The lady did tell me they were at the back in the dumpster.
Well, make sure you take Mitch from Retro Rescuers. Apparently, he likes the amount of stuff that he finds in dumpsters.
Yeah.
Justin St. John, good morning.
Depending how far in the dumpster, I might have to take someone with me to reach in and get them.
So they hit up Sarah with a 2 month for power. It's a tax write-off, still cheaper than running at home. That's correct. Plus, the neighbours don't think she's a hoarder of plastic figures anymore. Yeah, personally, I find Skylanders have died off a little bit for me. I haven't really kept up with them and really haven't been looking out for them either. But I've kind of lost interest in them a little bit. Good morning, Mary. How are you? Mary's only said hello to me, Granny. She hasn't said hello to you.
Oh, hello, Mary.
She hasn't said hello to you.
Because I can't actually read that.
Doesn't like you anymore.
So.
I know, it's good. That's what I'm saying. That she hasn't
said
hello because you can't read.
We might do it. We've been talking. We might do a Granny's Gone Wild.
Oh, really?
Live stream, yeah.
Oh, geez, I can't wait for that. Let me know when it is, so I can be out of the country. I'll go back into the Bermuda Triangle.
That'd be right. Right. So now I'm going to do some clothing. These are some shirts, some vintage shirts. And originally when I listed them in the vintage clothing section, and they haven't sold. But all the ones similar to that I listed in the normal shirt section did. And plus they need new photos because when I first started, I took crap photos. So.
Yeah, I wouldn't think to list in the vintage clothing section. I'd probably just list clothing.
Yeah, because I sort of concentrated on vintage, I tended to think, they're better in the vintage section. But so I listed some in the vintage section and some in the normal section because I didn't know. And the ones in the normal section sell, but the one in the vintage section don't.
Yeah.
And this is a gorgeous shirt, so I couldn't work out why it didn't sell. This was one of the ones that sort of made me realise because I couldn't work out why it didn't sell.
Because it looks like someone fell in a flower patch and couldn't get up.
Exactly.
Bax said, "Can I video when Granny goes dumpster diving?" Of course I will. And I'll even video her trying to get out and won't be able to get out because she'll fall in.
Funny.
Apparently, Hilo goes for dumpster diving as well. Maybe you and Granny could go on a dumpster diving date.
Yes, good. Except just one slight trouble with that is that we live in different countries.
Oh, it's all. Hey, you just live stream it. Anything. Just put it on Instagram and just do your respective jump in. Hello, both of you. Hello, Mary. So Sarah still sells bulk daily of the Skylanders. I've ran out now because everyone is selling them at eBay prices. Yeah, they're being sold for over $10 locally. Yeah, and I'm finding that as well, actually. Like, I think we originally touched base with each other regarding Skylanders because I think you found a lot when you're in Canberra or something. And like it's something that I find as well. Yeah, the Skylander market, has picked up on the Facebook marketplace, and a lot of people are, listing things at eBay prices. I was looking at one of the groups today that I was in. Someone was selling a Mario Brothers game for the Switch, like $60 over the sold comps on eBay, and they wanted plus postage on top of that as well. So I think Facebook Marketplace has gone a bit crazy. And just on that Granny, someone pulled him up for it and said, "Hey, look, it's going for 110 on eBay," and he said, "Well, I'm not letting it go. I'm not letting it go for cheap." It's like, well,
I think that's a trouble. Like some people look up the prices on eBay and think, well, it's going for that price on eBay, and I'll get a little bit more if I do it on Facebook Marketplace. But
and this is a conversation I've had with numerous people, right? Like, is that you're wasting my time. I'm having to drive down there. I'm having to make sure it's exactly what it is because there's no really returns. It's a lot of caveat emptor with Facebook Marketplace, buyer beware and all those things. So and we really haven't seen much. Well, not that I've looked for Skylanders, but I haven't seen anything popping out for me.
And it's also the other thing with, buying off Facebook Marketplace and even, your Depop and your Poshmark and that is that there's no detail. Like, so you don't really know what you're buying. Like, unless you message the person and ask them specific questions. Whereas when you buy off eBay, it's all there.
Well, that's exactly right. Yeah, like we've talked about this before, Granny, but yeah, and that's probably something that could work to your favour if you know exactly what you're looking for. Because people sell on Depop because I don't know if I haven't sold on there, but I'm not too sure if the fees are better or it's just an easier platform to list on. Yeah, because I've picked up a lot of, I suppose, retail arbitrage, or what the equivalent on would, Depop arbitrage, and moved it across to eBay and done pretty well in that respect. But by virtue of knowing what I was looking for. So
yeah. Well, yeah, and I would guess, a lot of it would have to be that it's easier, because if people try just when they first start listing on eBay, when they first start trying, and then they look at what they've got to do to list on Depop, like pure for ease, you'd go for Depop.
Well, that's exactly right. Yeah. So, but hey, it's going to eventually come back around, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just like Salvos, it's been crazy pricing lately. See, Sam and I, lifestyle reseller, I think. I always get her and Blake mixed up. Sorry.
Yes, yeah.
So, Sam and I have been discussing this. Like, I haven't been into Vinnie's down in Canberra for best part of 6 months, because the prices are ridiculous. And I think I told you about this, Granny, before, and I've already spoken to the other guys in the group chat as well, is that, for a pair of Levi jeans, Vinnie's wants, $20, $30 for them. Or the exact same, pair of Levi jeans next door, like literally a store apart from in Salvos, is $7.
Yes, it's crazy, isn't it? Absolutely crazy.
See, a lot of people say it's the opposite where they are. Vinnie's is a lot cheaper and Salvos is the expensive one. But where we are, it's chalk and cheese. Like, I can walk out with a carload for $100, and Vinnie's you'd probably be pushing 2 or 3 pieces for that price. So
Yeah, and it depends on the area. Like, I know, the closest one in the next town there's a Vinnie's and a Salvos, but the Salvos there is a thrift store, and they're always going to be cheaper prices because it's done by the locals. But some of them still set their prices by what they're told to, but my local one doesn't. So they have a flat rate. Like all pants are, I think, what are they? Like $6 maybe, something like that. So all jeans, are all the same price, which is good. But then you go up the road to Vinnie's, they price depending on the manager. And some of their prices they're pretty good with their clothing. They don't put them up too much, but their books and other things, they tend to skyrocket. But then if you go somewhere like Ballarat, and go to the strip of op shops in the Wendouree main shopping drag, the prices there are just astronomical, like a pair of, Sass and Bide jeans, and they've got them for $45.
I actually went to a church op shop the other day because apparently Diary of a Flipper Judder, raves about them and how good they are. Yep. I went in there and inked myself and left quite quickly because they had like a pair of work boots. I would assume that they were Anko or something very generic.
Yeah,
I had them for $45, and these things had like scuff marks and the toe coming out.
No.
So I got out there pretty quick.
Yeah, because usually they are. Like the independent ones, I find around here, the independent op shops are always a lot better. Like the church, some are run by the church, and then you get some that are run by like the local hospital guild or the ambulance guild or whatever, and they generally tend to be cheaper. But
yeah, it's just ludicrous. I don't know, because it was in an affluent area, but that to me would probably be a case that the prices should be cheaper, but their stock was very, very subpar, to say the least. And the prices they were requesting or demanding for things, it was living in a different reality. Hilo says the marketplace is the Wild West. You never think how they're going to go. See, I suppose up to about last year, probably even up to a couple of months ago, I almost exclusively sourced from Facebook Marketplace because it was fantastic. But I think a lot of resellers have moved from eBay to Facebook Marketplace because we're experiencing a cost of living crisis over here, which I would have assumed. And you hear a lot of other YouTubers talking about that's perfect time to source and obviously build your stockpiles up from that perspective. But I'm finding the opposite. I'm finding that a lot of people are asking for obscene amounts of money with no no way of selling it. People need to be realistic with what they're selling.
And even with the garage sales, like people have been silly with their prices they're charging there too. Crazy.
So I haven't been to a garage sale. Yeah, it's quite like I said before. It's quite hard for me to walk around as an 8-foot handsome octopus. I get swooped. But yeah, I will try it when it starts warming up here in Canberra. I dare say garage sale season will start soon, but I'm not too sure. Do you think that'd be a dying thing? Like, is garage sales a thing of the past? I'm not too sure.
Well, I think they've died off a bit because I think a lot of people that have stuff. See, here in where I live, we only have people just don't generally do garage sales. So you can't look up and find a garage sale every weekend because they hold off, and we have an all of town garage sale once a year. And there are lots of pickers come and lots of resellers come, so people will hold off and don't have other ones. And so I think that's part of it. But I also think people have got stuff they want to get rid of. So instead of waiting and having a garage sale, they'll now list it on Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah, and I think
that's
well, and that's exactly right. But I suppose for Facebook Marketplace, you've got to do an individual listing unless you're doing a bulk lot. So might be just easier just to open the garages and go from that perspective. But
I've seen a lot of them do it as they'll put up 20 photos and they'll have it as an online garage sale. That's what they call it. And they'll put a whole heap of photos and they'll have the prices on the photos of the individual items. And they're not prices that you would be able to use it as a way of sourcing because they're too high.
No, and I think that I suppose there's specific areas you want to source in. Like, as much as it sounds bad, low socioeconomic areas around here, I find to be the better sourcing opportunities.
Yeah.
Either retail or local.
Yeah, well, because the people there are probably wanting to get rid of their stuff for a reason, for a financial reason. So they're probably, going to be more reasonable with their prices, aren't they?
Well, that's exactly right. Yeah, because I went to a garage sale once, and it wasn't a garage sale. I stumbled into a Facebook Marketplace pickup, which was just them closing the garage sale, and they said to me that I can pretty much take whatever I want for free because they didn't want to have to drag it inside. So I got some pretty decent stuff like that. A couple of haunted paintings and other things that Mrs. Octopus tells me to get out of the house because it's going to burn it down.
Yes. If you had to come to my garage sale at the end of the day when I was having to pack up, I would have said the same thing. If anyone had walked in the gate then, I would have said, take what you want for free.
Yeah, I think it was an estate sale / garage sale / Facebook Marketplace, / take everything you want. Champs, I tried buying 500 pop vinyls. He looked up the prices on eBay. I tried to explain about postage costs and eBay fees. Still wanted the full asking price. Amazing he hasn't sold any. Yeah, and I'm finding that as well. I've found that people are using eBay for Facebook market arbitrage now. They're buying things on eBay. So I do. There's a couple of things that I sell which are almost exclusive to me. Seeing them popping up on Facebook Marketplace and recognizing the buyer. So so they're doing it that way and trying to sell it for double. Then I'm keeping a very close eye on that because
interesting.
If they haven't sold it within the 30-day return window, I'd be curious to see if they open a return.
That's interesting, isn't it? Like what? Yeah, it's kind of in reverse of what we expect, isn't it?
Well, that's right. Yeah, and like I said, that these names, people aren't using fake names on eBay.
Yeah.
Canberra pricing when I visited a few months ago, I left with nothing. I thought Newcastle was bad. See, I'm the opposite. Like Newcastle was insulting to me when I went up there. Maybe you're going to the wrong places. You'll need to come out with the octopus. Do you have yards and estate sales? I can't believe I've never asked. Our garage sales is what you class as yard sales over there, I suppose.
Yeah.
Estate sales, I've only ever really seen 2 advertised. Granny's probably been to a few, like in a nursing home that she's hanging out with. But
in all honesty, they're not a thing. And I know around here, and I don't know. I mean, possibly are in the bigger cities, but I know around here, like most of the time, the family will have like a garage sale, and then what's left over, they'll just go and donate to the op shop.
Yeah, so I suppose the estate sales where I am is that. Like Canberra, as much as it pales in comparison to anything in the US, is that, would be classed as a high tempo city, right? Like a lot of people here are public servants. They work, have seen hours. So if they do have an elderly family member die that lives with themselves, they'd probably just have a garage sale. They just donate to the local thrift store. That they won't, because I don't know. I'm sure there is, Granny. Is there estate sale companies?
Well, there possibly are, but I think they're like an auction estate sales company. Like I'm unaware of any singular estate sale companies, but I know that there are companies that run auctions, but also do have some estate sales, but they'll tend to put a lot of the stuff that's valuable enough, they'll put them in their auctions rather than have an actual estate sale.
Yeah, like we don't have them like you do on YouTube, where they just have like a lineup of people walk through a house and just run to the attic and get the He-Man toys. We don't have anything. I haven't seen that. Why are you measuring the sleeves? I never measure the sleeves. I just like, here's the picture, take it or leave it.
Oh, I always do.
No, I just do chest to chest and length. I don't worry about the sleeves.
Oh, well, there you go. Well, I always measure the sleeves.
Okay, that's why you're old and not successful. Who we got next?
Well, especially with, say, ones like these, because inevitably, like that's a 3/4 sleeve.
Yeah.
And inevitably, I'm going to get asked the question, how long are the sleeves?
Well, yeah, so I've never been asked that. Well, sorry, I did apologise. Yeah, I did at that time. I reached out to you and asked that lady from the US that was asking about like leg width and hip and waist width and all these different things. So I just blocked her and moved on. And that's the only person. That's the only person I've had so far. Hope the garage sale trail brings life to summer season in November. Yeah, I don't know if it's big enough. Like, is it advertised enough? It really only seems like the reseller market's aware of it. Do you know about the garage sale trail?
Well, I think that's what a whole town garage sale might have been part of. I don't know. Well, it's not like, I don't know.
So yeah, and like I said, I'm really not in the garage sale circuit, so I'm not really too sure. But I think that they probably need to start advertising now, like doing pamphlets and putting on Facebook Marketplace, posts in the different regions just to get some stuff. And people aren't going to wait till November because it gets a bit warmer around that period. So they should be aiming for September, October for that, I suppose.
Yeah, I suppose the weather's a bit fickle though. Like now, like today, as it's raining today. But look, I'm going to try and get out to travel to some other towns this year and go to some garage sales. But there'll be none sort of locally, I don't think.
No. Apparently Mary was on the phone. Well, so's Granny, so you don't have to apologise, Mary. When do you want to do your Granny's Gone Wild show? Mary wants to know.
Well, after I've recovered from my back surgery.
Don't ruin it for people. We're going to tell everyone that I fired you and kicked you off.
Oh, too late. I think people know that a lot of people know that I had surgery.
Yeah. People don't like giving out their address, which is fair. Hard to advertise a sale without giving out your address. And that's correct, yeah. And I think you probably find the same as well, Sarah, is that, if you find a very good deal on Facebook Marketplace, try and get their address as soon as you can, because I find that if you get their address and, get in the car pretty much straight away, they're more reluctant to sell it to someone else. Because you know where they live and you could potentially, throw toilet rolls on their trees or something. So like Sarah measures the sleeves as well. So maybe there's something wrong with both of you.
No, maybe there's something wrong with you.
Oh, well, I'll just start going 3/4 tentacle length and just see if people like that.
So, Sarah, do you measure in inches or do you measure in centimeters? I'm always curious to know. Because I do inches.
She's not answering you, Granny.
Oh, well, I'm sure she will in a minute.
Sarah, feel free to jump in if you like.
Yeah, come in the chat.
I'll just put the StreamYard link back in. I think I did. I was thinking about it. I've been having very spotty internet under the water at the moment.
Have you?
About it. Yeah, apparently she measures in centimeters. So
right.
Yeah, so I'm not too sure what's going on there.
Well, I measure in inches, and I do that for two reasons. Because Jean's measurements are standard; everyone pretty much measures in inches, and the other reason I do it is it makes it much easier for the international market, because both the UK and the US deal in inches.
Yeah, well,
so they don't have to stop and think.
I deal in inches because my tentacles are long enough. Mary loves your photo booth.
Oh, thank you, Mary.
Hilo's very jealous of your setup. Well, yeah, move into your own nursing home, mate, and you can get your own. His office is very cramped, apparently.
Right.
Sarah's in the centimeters. He doesn't have a shed. He's not on the YouTube QVC. What? I'm not too sure what that means. What's YouTube QVC?
Is QVC, isn't that one of those like TV shopping channel thingies?
It could be.
Maybe. And the other thing I'm curious about with clothing sellers is, so I've got this one here, which is a skirt, which is new.
Yeah, and also go in the bin.
With tags.
I can't wear a skirt.
It is new with tags, but I still sell that as pre-owned.
So for the Australian listeners, because we've got a coupon running at the moment, which is 50% off pre-loved clothing, I would list that as pre-owned as well, just to get that coupon active. But if I probably revisit it, I'd probably visit it as a new with tag.
I don't, because then I can genuinely still get the same amount of money that I wanted, but then I'm not going to get new dings if there is a thread pulled or. Yeah,
but I suppose it's no different to the shop. I'll try and cut the threads off if I see them, but I think people have a realistic expectation of what's going on. Matilda makes 4 or 5 measurements in inches, so I'm glad I read that right. She's not 4 or 5 inches. See, these eyes are painted on. We're on about your tentacles again. Hopefully the tentacles are not something else that Granny said.
I'm being very careful now when I say tentacles.
Well, I'll have to reincarnate as a different sea creature so you don't screw it up.
What else?
New tag is always good. I'll have to come back
as
if I keep Mary is saying new tag is always good.
Yes.
But I was saying that if I get too fat, I can always come back as a sea manatee, like a sea cow.
Well, you could.
That's right.
You could come back as a pufferfish, but your little spiky things would be very long.
Yeah, well, that's right. I could measure them in centimeters.
Yes, you could.
So Sarah says new with tags unless she finds a defect. Yeah, and I'm traditionally the same, right? So unless like I said, because of the coupon going at the moment for 50% off, pre-owned clothing fees, I'll use pre-owned, but normally I do new with tags.
Yeah. So then the question is, so if you get a new with tags,
there's always a question with you.
Yeah, there is. So you get a new with tags item like this one, right? And this is a perfect example. But the tag's been all written all over. So do you class that as a defect? Or if the tag is all bent up, do you class that as a defect?
No. So basically, long story short, I bought a whole bunch of Levi jeans, which I think I showed you, Granny, ages ago. So they're brand new from the Salvo store for $10 a pair, and they actually wrote $10 written all over them. So what I did is I actually cut the tag in a way that you'd actually cut that $10 out. And I still listed them as new, and I've sold about 80% of them, and there's no issues with that. So I'll take photos of the tag. So if probably someone that collects Levi jeans that have been released in the last 2 years probably won't go for them. But if they're just buying them, and a lot of people have. Like this octopus used to. I wouldn't have been caught dead wearing secondhand, but I think one of the resellers said once you wash it twice, there's no difference. So
yeah.
I
find lots of my clothing in when I'm sourcing. It's good.
QVC means that I'm not set up for viewer sales. Some people set up videos so people will buy items off them. As you can see behind me, feel free to to have a look at my wares. And Granny's selling whatever's in the background. It's funny you haven't got your hair rollers in today, Granny, trying to flog them off.
Well, I haven't this morning for this one, but I did have a hat on because I was going to hide my hair because I didn't have my rollers in. But
you haven't taken my advice about wearing a brown paper bag yet.
Can I make finger signs?
Well, you got an itchy eye.
I have got an itchy face. But I will have my rollers in for when we record the podcast this afternoon.
That's good. Kafin, hi guys. How much have I missed? You haven't missed much. You've only missed me giving Granny some words of encouragement.
You're so encouraging.
It's good to sell on YouTube. There's less fees to pay. Yeah, well, I suppose just your time, isn't it? Like, well, I'm not monetizing neither Granny at any capacity, but is there fees associated with QVC? I'm not too sure. I haven't really come across it. And long story short, Granny and I are pretty lazy, so we're not going to bring out anything to sell. What are you saying, Granny? Sorry.
So my other question for the clothing sellers is, and now I've lost it because you distracted me and I didn't get to ask the question.
I always get blamed for one thing or another, don't I?
I know. I asked about the centimetres thing, didn't I? What was the other one? Oh, if I think about it, I'll ask again.
This is what dementia and Alzheimer's does to you.
It is. When you're old like me. Oh, dear.
Oh, well, yeah, pushing
well,
88.
Look, I'll tell you what, though. If we're on a live stream, when the time for you to actually get worried about me being old is if I suddenly break into song and start singing the Balls of O'Leary or something like that.
I was going to say you fell off your chair and you don't get up for 5 minutes. In that case, I'll just have to remove you from the stream yard and bring someone else on.
Well, that's right, you would.
Matilda, yeah, that's right. There's no compassion here. Matilda always knew with tags. She does a thorough check though, so that's what she does. Okay. Sarah, no defects for me. Marks on clothes that I can see. I can't wash that, and I pull out threads. Yeah. So, I suppose if something's stained, so hypothetically, if you buy a brand new pair of jeans or a brand new top from the Salvo store, or from the local thrift store, op shop, whatever you want to buy, it's got new tags on it, but it's also got like a little dirt mark on there. I'll still list that as newer defects. I'll just basically say, hey, look, newer tags. I haven't washed it. Yeah, the stain looks like it will be removed. So that's what I normally do. Because I'm going to rip the tag off it just to wash it because I don't have to bloody iron it.
Well, yes, true.
Yeah, he's not set up. Yeah, okay.
So this is the perfect thing that the grey background does. So, if you took photos of this on a white background, that'd be terrible.
I'm glad
the real colour.
I'm glad that we're not using a grey back screen because, imagine your head would go. The flicking farm girl, she always forgot. How could she always forget? Yeah, she's never home at 10. Well, you have to come Saturday nights. Saturday night, Granny and I are doing our first inaugural Octo's 8 at 8. Paul planning on my behalf, so it means I'm stuck with Granny for this week. I haven't reached out to anyone. So we're going to use a bit of a test run this week. So that's on Saturday night at 8 o'clock, Australian Eastern Standard Time. Give us a big thumbs up. Thanks, Mary. We'll take whatever we can get.
So my question for you, Octo, is when we do this one, I was kind of thinking, should we list similar items?
And this is something that will probably mature through. And like I said before, I've stolen this idea off Ken. SSK promo. He's Ken verse 10.
Thanks, Ken.
So basically, I think it's a case of dealer's choice. Actually, we'll see how we go the first week. But I think if you're willing to list clothes or vintage books or something like that, because that's your wheelhouse, you're more than welcome to do that. Because it's only really like an hour. It's quite short in respect, so you don't really want to be wasting time researching and stuff along the lines of that.
Yes, no, well, I was thinking that, yeah.
Yeah, so, and like I said, that you just have to, I suppose, quarantine those things, and once they sell through the week, just to we'll have a running tally who's winning. It'll be me by default, even if I don't.
No doubt you'll fudge the figures.
Well, that's right. That's exactly right. Mary doesn't like your hair. These eyes are painted on. Momoa's Collective. He was out late for breakfast with the wife at Nana's this morning. Hello, how are you?
Hello, Anthony. How are the boys? The youngest got won some of the 151 Pokemon on Chris Furlong's thing last night in the raffle.
And I see that Granny's still here, so the trade hasn't happened yet because apparently he was going to trade I think the brother was going to trade the other one for Granny.
Yes. Which
I like. Hey, I don't like working with kids any more than like old people, but hey, change is just good as a holiday.
Still probably an improvement though.
Well, that's exactly right. They child labour or old people. What do they call it? Exploitation. So
slave labour.
That's right, slave labour. Granny, do you have a minimum amount of pictures? How many photos do you take?
Depends on the garment. Like if it's a plain t-shirt, I guess my minimum would be front, back, the tag, probably 2 sides of the lock, because generally you're going to have a double-sided tag. And then usually the garnet pair tag, well, that's another 2. Then I do the measurements. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, probably 12 would be my minimum.
See how she counts? Like 3, 4, 12. So.
Oh, now I'm completely lost where I'm up to.
Good. That's what we're here for. She's Sarah's team grey background now, so she's working there. You'll be there, Octo. Where are you going to be, Matilda? I forgot what I said. But apparently you'll be there. On Saturday night. Okay, yeah, cool. I got you now. Dementia's spreading. Thumbs up.
It's a virus. It's going through everyone. Yes.
That's exactly right. Don't make me come in there, but I love Granny's hair. Yeah, so Mary likes your hair apparently.
Oh, thank you, Mary.
We won't hold that against Mary.
I do need a bit of a haircut at the moment, or put my rollers in so it's not hanging in my face. And it might look like it, but I did still put some lipstick on this morning. It's just a lighter colour than my normal, because if I put it on for the live stream and then I have to put it on again for the podcast, and then I put it on again later on when I make some videos, by the end of the night I can't get the bloody stuff off. So I've gone with a lighter one this morning to see if that will help.
So yeah, for all your old lady makeup needs, make sure you tune in at 10 o'clock Thursday morning.
Yeah, maybe I'll do a tutorial. How to do old lady makeup and put your hair rollers in.
Hey, that's right. That's exactly right. We need to know before we get to the funeral home. Matilda was talking about Saturday night.
Someone can come along to the funeral home and fix me up while I'm in.
That's right. That's exactly right. Perfect. Yeah. You're halfway done. So if you do fall off, so you alluded to your back surgery, Granny. When's that?
So I'm having back surgery on the 18th of September, I hope. But there's always in our hospital system there's a chance it'll get cancelled last minute, but we'll be hopeful that that's when it's happening. So I'm having a double laminectomy on L3, 4, and 5. If anyone's interested, there you go.
So if anyone doesn't know what that is, that's a lobotomy. So that's where they take a piece of your brain out. I'm personally surprised there's any left in Granny, but yeah, hey.
Yes.
My mouse is playing up. I always put Mary in timeout. Octo needs lipstick. Well, maybe I should put her in a timeout. Don't you think my lips look succulent enough without lipstick?
Yeah, I'd like to see that. But where are you going to put them? Because you don't actually have lips.
Well, I do have lips. Look, it's around here. Look, hang on. Where am I moving? Around there. See, look, that's my happy smiley face.
Okay. Well,
so
but everybody
put like lipstick in here.
No, see, the trouble is everybody thinks this thing up here between your eyes is your mouth.
That's my nose.
I know, but people think because it's a smile, they think that's your.
No, it's not. It's like this is my smiley face here. I got it. It's really hard working. It's really hard working in reverse with the camera.
Look, let's face it. You don't actually even have a smiley face ever.
Oh well, it wouldn't be the disgruntled octopus if it was smiling, would it?
No, that's very true.
Hilo, as someone with no hair, I'm very jealous of anyone with hair. Just my nature. Yeah, well, I don't have hair either. Look, Granny says I've got a big head, but yeah, all the better to insult her with, I suppose.
Yes.
Well, I guess they can't do a lobotomy on you, Octo. No, well, it's too far gone for that. So they wouldn't know anyway. Well, yeah, I'm sure you're aware, but octopuses have 9 brains, so I could probably afford to lose a couple.
Yeah, cool. They mightn't scramble up as much then.
No, that's exactly right. Yeah, and that's the problem. Yeah, people might just think I'm tripping over my words. It's my 9 brains fighting over each other because they're all extroverted. Sorry.
I was going to say, like someone with split personalities, and one personality is fighting against the other.
Well, that's right. Yeah. Well, sometimes I dress up as Batman. So, I love me some Octo Granny banter. We're not bantering. This is how we talk to each other normally.
Exactly. It's just the normal way of talking.
Well, that's right. You should see it. You should see the poor lady's Instagram messages. That's not put on.
Yeah, that is for sure.
Mary thinks it's funny. Yeah, maybe she's got something going on as well. But yeah. What else is new, Granny? What's been happening lately?
Well, anyway, I've got new glasses. So
All the better
I went
to
along.
see you with.
Yeah, so I went along to the optometrist, and I would say it's probably been 30 years since I've been to an optometrist. So the glasses I was wearing are just the cheap readers that you pick up in the reject shop or somewhere like that. Anyway, my eyesight seemed to be getting a little
I was
worse.
wondering where I picked you up from.
That's where you got me from, the reject shop. So I thought I would go. So I've walked in and I went to Specsavers, and I must say they were very good. But I've walked in and the young lady has said, "Have you been to Specsavers before?" And I looked at her and I said, "Darling, Specsavers didn't exist the last time I went to an optometrist." So yes.
So hopefully by the podcast, Granny's jokes are getting better as well.
Well,
she's a bit solar powered. So.
the girl in the optometrist thought it was funny.
That's right. Well, at least someone did.
Well, the good thing is that.
Oh look, Mary thought it was funny. Look.
Yeah, good.
Oh,
thank
Hilo,
you, Mary.
sorry. It was Hilo.
Thank you, Hilo. It's only you that don't think. It's only you that doesn't think I'm funny. So
no, they're old comments. I'm just making you feel better.
Yeah, because I'm too far away from the screen to read them. Yeah. So in the end, I finished up getting glasses, but my eyesight actually hadn't got as bad as what I thought it had. So that was good. So I could have just still gone and bought some readers some stronger readers from the reader shop, but I didn't. I got proper ones. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. Well, you're old. You might as well splurge and enjoy yourself. Justin says that you've got multiple personalities, Granny, and it explains a lot.
I think we were talking about Octo. Was the one with the multiple personalities.
Mary said that she lives in a psych ward, so she thinks everything is funny. Well, I was about to say nursing home and psych wards aren't that far apart. The flipping farm girl, she was a store manager for Specsavers. It was the best job that she ever had, and she left to go full-time on eBay. And how are you finding full-time on eBay at the moment? A lot of people are telling me that it's quite slow in their neck of the woods. I think it really comes down to what you're buying. I think it really comes down to what you're buying is that, and I said this to Granny before, is I think that a lot of YouTubers are pushing jeans at the moment, which are going to turn jeans into flavor of the month. Everyone will be buying jeans to sell. But our seasons are changing, so you really don't. You'll probably notice a drop off of jeans. So people will be whinging about jeans soon. So,
and I think also too, some people don't take their seasonality into account. In that, they might have collected some cheap shorts and things over winter to list when the weather warms up, but because the weather hasn't actually warmed up, they're not thinking about listing their shorts till summer. But
it's too late.
It's too late then.
Yeah, if you look at department stores, they're not selling. They're not selling winter clothes now, are they? They probably haven't sold winter clothes for the best part of a month and a half. Yeah. So, if you look at that, but I suppose I kind of align with tech and sports, right? List it as it comes in because people are going to buy it. You can't sell it unless you you have it listed. Yes. So maybe that's something to look at. So,
well, it is, and I surprisingly, I sold a wool coat the other day. So
was it to a sheep?
Yes, it was. It was from actually they made the wool for it out of the wool from one of the sheep from the farm that I grew up on. There you go.
I won't ask what farm animal you are, but in the chat you're more than welcome to have a guess.
That's enough.
Sarah hates jeans.
I do. I love doing jeans. So I find them quite easy to do, and I like jeans. I like finding the different shading and the fading and the distressing. It's good.
Yeah, I was just going to see how many other words you could rhyme with shading and fading. But obviously, you only two's your limit.
Two's my limit, yeah.
Flipping farm girl, kicking goals, breaking records every month, predicted 6 figures this financial year. Oh, that's good. That's excellent.
Whoa.
That's right.
Good to hear. Good to hear.
So Sarah's rotating the stock, which I think she's rotating. Summer's going up and winter is coming on clearance in my store. Yeah. I'll probably leave my stuff because I try and aim my store to be more of an international store. So I try and acquire things that will probably cater to an international market as well. So, and I find it like some of my clothes that I have in my store, which I don't really particularly like clothes, but hey, everything changes.
Yes.
I've been going overseas as well, so don't necessarily put your stuff on clearance. Maybe just work around if you can hold the space and maybe revisit it, towards the end of the Northern Hemisphere winter or something along the lines of that. Our jeans are expensive, hard to make dollars. Yeah, okay. Yeah, how much do you normally pay for your jeans, Hilo? Is that through Goodwill and stuff like that, or? Because I suppose in comparison, I tell Granny I pay about $7 to $8 Australian for Levi's where I am, and sometimes I have a half price ticket, so they give me $3.50 a pair. So that works out. If $3.50 is probably about $2 American, and maybe anywhere up to about $4 American. If you look at maybe $2 to $5 would be a pair of jeans for, I'm talking Levi and what else do I get, Granny? G-Star.
Yeah, a little bit of Wrangler.
Yeah, like those kind of brands, right? Yeah.
Nobody.
Yeah, so, like Levi over here is kind of probably, I wouldn't say it's an upmarket brand, but it's more of a premium jean, would you say? Yeah, so in the States, from what I've watched in the States, I don't think that's the case. I think it's like kind of an every man's jean over there.
I think there's a lot more volume of it over there, whereas here there are less. So that people are looking for those secondhand, especially the vintage ones made in Australia. You can find those.
Yeah, so I picked up a pair of jeans. They're pretty much brand new. They were going to be hemmed, but they haven't been hemmed. What was it, Granny? Early 80s they were, and I sold them over to Korea. So there's definitely a market for them. You just need to look for them. But they're rare as hen's teeth, right? So you're not going to stumble across them fairly often.
Yeah.
International market, it's more games things rather than clothes. Yeah, well, that's right. Yeah, so you'll have a lot of collectors who are happy to pay it. But I suppose if you find things that are Australian-centric, like R.M. Williams, stuff like that, or that Australian Arna, or kind of like bush clothes, I suppose. Yeah, you probably find that they'll go overseas as well. But
and I mean, like, if you can find R.M. Williams jeans at a decent price, you know that you're going to sell them within 30 days, easy.
Yeah, well, look at those R.M. Williams that I picked up yesterday. I showed you.
Yes, they were magnificent.
Mm.
All hand painted, custom hand painted.
I'll wash the print off.
Don't you dare.
Goodwill costs $8 a pair in the lower end jeans, so that's probably $12 for us. Probably $13 a pair. Yeah, so that's probably. I suppose that if we were looking at $13 a pair, that would be your higher end jeans, like your designer stuff, and that's not everywhere. That's only the thrift stores that I visit. Like I was saying earlier, that our Vinnies or St. Vincent de Paul, they would be about $40 or $50 a pair, which is for the exact same stuff that I pay $7 for.
Yeah, and it seems to be jeans seem to be the thing. Don't you think jeans seem to be the thing that the price has increased on?
Because like I said, it's resellers ruining everything. It's those damn resellers. I told you that's what's wrong. But I think jeans is probably the new video games, right? That everyone's going to use jeans as the gateway drug to that niche. So like I said, I think it's just a case of if you're a jeans seller, probably start looking either for alternative sourcing methods or another niche. I picked up brand new Levi's with tags for $9. Someone wasn't concentrating. I pick up brand new Levi's all the time for about $9 to $10 where I am. So it's definitely, but like I said, it really depends on where you are. Because in Canberra, I find salvos really cheap. But I've known Judder and Brad from Two Aussie Thrifters has told me that where they are is Vinnie's is the more expensive one, or the cheaper one.
Yes.
Coogee popular? Is Coogee? I don't know. It's a women's brand.
Yes, it definitely is, if you can get it. But, bit rare as hen's teeth. I find because
is it like Miller's?
No, it's not like Miller's. That's very, very niche. So because I'm living in a rural area, like, I don't come across a lot of really high-end clothing. Like, I've picked up 2 Joseph Ribkoff items in 18 months. You don't come across the really high-end designer clothing here, but I do come across a lot of good jeans because it's a farming area.
Farming area, that's right. Yeah, because surprisingly, I'm not too sure how the Canberra system works, but we've got a lot of public services, right? So a lot of white-collar workers, office workers, and all those different things, but I constantly find like really heavy duty jeans, like your Levi workwear jeans for $7 or $8, which go on for about $50 or $60. And a lot of the high quality fire resistant stuff, which I've told Granny about before as well, to look out for. But no, that's good. Hang on, we got Sarah. The stuff is priced out of profit range in Newcastle. I found some in Canberra priced better, but not generally hard pass locally. Yeah, I found that I went to Lifeline in Rutherford when I was up there visiting Netta Octopus a couple of weeks ago, and I think I laughed. she wasn't too appreciative, but and she had, like Sarah, you'll know the one in Maitland. She had Disney Infinity figures for like 3 for $25, and they're about the figures that you probably pay for about $2 or $3 a piece on eBay plus postage. So
wow.
I politely told her, hey, you've priced them out of any either collector or purchase end user.
Yes.
By all means, I'm happy to assist her with the price, and she kind of told me politely where not to go.
I remember the question I was going to ask, the clothing sellers.
Oh, look, that's all the time we got for today. I'll see you next week.
I'm just curious what you use to measure with. Do you use a solid ruler,
tape measure,
or a soft tape measure?
Tape measure. If anyone says otherwise, they're wrong. Blake, hello, Blake. How are you? I thought you're on the road today with your the back from burnout party bus.
No, because he's got to fly out. He's got a big trip on the weekend, and he has to get.
He didn't get back to me when he's flying out. He's just a little late. Yeah, well,
probably deliberately so that you wouldn't go with him.
That's right. 56 minutes and 33 seconds late. Well, he's up going to visit Aussie Flipper, from what I've been told, and he's going to hang out with his hero.
His hero.
Yeah, Jake. Hello. It's actually Blake with a BL, but you can call him Jake. Clothes are my least favorite category, and I'm the same. Like I have no fashion sense because I'm a naked 8-foot octopus. So a handsome one at that too, Granny. But like I said, that I don't like clothing. I stay away from the women's clothing because I have no idea what I'm looking at.
Oh, see, isn't that gorgeous? What a gorgeous shirt!
It looks like Picasso threw up on a grey carpet.
Yeah,
real sellers unite. The struggle is real. Yeah, well, maybe you don't have to do a day trip with Granny.
Yes, rural sellers.
I'm good, Mary. How are you? Loaded spell, Blake. It's embarrassing. You're embarrassing the Australians. There's an apostrophe
what's
in
he
there.
Doing?
He's got it. How are you?
I see.
How many items did she photograph? See, this is the problem with old age, Mary, is that she's photographed the same item over and over again. She just puts it down. And, I haven't photographed this one yet. And
that's not true.
It again.
That is not true.
How many have you done? I've got you off the screen, Granny. They can't see.
I don't really know how many I've done.
Yeah.
I don't know, about 10 maybe.
So Helo's soft tape measure. I just use a measuring tape from one of those retractable ones. That seems all right. And no one's complained yet, so that's good.
Well, a retractable one is better than a soft one because the retractable one's still firm, generally firmish. But
we'll leave that one alone. We just lost 20. We just lost 20 viewers because of you and your rude comments.
Oh no, the soft ones.
Won't come back.
I don't agree with using. Sorry, Hilo. I don't agree with using the soft ones because they may not be laying flat, depending on how you store it, and your measurements can be a little bit obscure. So
Greenie doesn't like the way I do things, but I don't photograph like what she's doing there. So I don't take photos of actual measurements. What I do is I actually write them on a Dymo label, which I stick to the outside of the packet, and I've never had any issues. Obviously some people think it's the smallest size 10 ever because it's brand new with tags, but I've never had anything issue-wise with the measurements.
Well, one of the reasons I do show the measurements in my photos like this too is particularly with pants and jeans when you're measuring the waist. Like, people can do it in different ways. Like if you pull them up so both the tops are together, or the front and the back are meeting, that may not be the actual true measurement if they're actually a low-waisted jean.
Low cut, yeah.
Yeah, low-cut jean. So you actually need to, like by showing that, particularly the waist measurement in the photo, people can see how you've measured it. So then when they go to compare it to their own clothing to decide if they want it, they can actually measure it the same.
Yeah, and a few other people in the reselling community have told me that I shouldn't reply to messages saying, lose weight, tubby. So maybe I should start taking photos of the tape measure. Sarah uses a solid yardstick from Spotlight. She has a standing photo station. Like I'll have to improve my photo station. I just use a table behind me. I don't know where I am. You can slightly see with a couple of clothes I need to photograph on the back.
Yes.
Mary likes her soft tape. Yeah, she prefers it softer than firmer, Granny.
Yeah, well, I definitely prefer mine firmer, but yeah. Look,
maybe Granny's goes wild after hours. You might have to have
exactly. So, I mean, if I could stand for long periods, I would actually have a standing station for the clothing. But because I can't because of my back, I need to be able to sit. So, hence why I've got the setup I have. But a standing one is definitely quicker, I have to say. And see, that may all change after I've had my back surgery, mightn't it?
Well, that's right. Well, this is what I spoke to Granny about, right? Like, so I think there's people with injuries like Granny. I'm not saying everyone, but I think they should probably cater towards what they can actually achieve because Granny does mention that she gets sore, getting up and down, moving and breathing. But like I said, maybe it might be a case of you need to look for an ephemera or something like that, Granny, where you just put it through a scanner and go from there. I don't take photos of measurements. I have a cloth taped glued to the desk edge. So much easier to. Oh, okay, yeah, cool. All right, I know what it means.
Okay, right. So laying down on the okay.
Don't be sorry, Mary. He's not that important.
I'm just moving across because I've finished all the ones that I got out. So
now airing the Disgruntled Octopus and Granny comedy hour. I don't know about that.
Yeah, well, we try.
You have to leave at 3 a.m. Oh, geez, what? Are you flying? You're flying up. I didn't know there was airports. I suppose you're leaving. Where is he? Ballarat, isn't he?
Ballarat. There is an airport at Ballarat. But
I know, but he's probably. Well, that's what I'm saying. He's probably leaving Ballarat at 3 a.m.
Yes.
To go to Melbourne.
Yes.
Mary said she likes a yardstick as well. Geez, that's a yardstick's pretty big. Invest in fatigue mats if standing, life changer for me. I just invest in getting the kids to do it. Nothing motivates like screaming. Trust me. I can't wait to meet my idol. Oh, I hope so. I've already messaged him on Instagram telling him that you're arriving. Yeah, he's going to drive to Melbourne.
Well, make sure you capture it on video, won't you, Blake?
Yeah, well, that's right. That's exactly right. Well, Jon the Reseller's off fangirling today. That's why he hasn't made an appearance today. Yeah, back from burnouts in his local area of the woods. So he's no doubt fawning over Mel and Tom. And Tom's been wearing yellow Crocs as well. So, yes, but
won't
hold that against him. I don't know about that. Anyway, so because of Granny's standing point, the podcast will be the octopus only from going on now. Yes, but any last words of encouragement to our beloved viewers, Granny, before we wrap this up?
I shall just pop over here and say hello. Well, look. Yes, just be working hard. Do lots of listings. Get those used item clothing up because how many days have we got left? The 22nd, I think it finishes, doesn't it?
22nd.
Anyone that's got that half price on the fees. So get as much of your clothing up as you can, I say.
Emma, Ellie's mum.
Hi, Emma and Ellie's mum. Good morning, Wendy. Tiger for life is Wendy.
Blake reckons he's being productive, so good job, Jake.
No, he said I was being productive.
Oh, okay. Like I said, these eyes are painted on. I can't actually see what's going on. Maybe I shouldn't be controlling the chat. Good morning, Wendy. How are you? Hope you're well.
Yeah, I thought you were, but apparently not.
not very well, put it that way.
I hope you're feeling better, Wendy, and doing well.
My name's not Wendy.
Goodness gracious me. What can I say? I hope you're feeling better. What were you feeling better? Well, I mean, look, I always hope that you would be feeling better and happier, but that's not going to happen. So I just accept it.
Well, like I said, you get more things done when you're angry looking. It's quite surprising how many people move out of the way in the supermarket when an angry looking octopus walks past.
Yes.
All right.
Mary says that you should be productive with all your tentacles.
Well, I am productive. I'll leave it at that.
Yes.
I can't think of an adequate comeback that probably won't get us banned. When's your next live, Granny?
So I'll be doing my next live on Friday. So tomorrow night I'll do that again. And I'm not sure. I was tossing up. It depends on what happens during the day, but whether I started a bit earlier and finish a bit earlier because
What time are you starting now?
9:30 I started. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd probably start a little bit earlier. It depends what market you're trying to get. Yeah, because a lot of people are like rolling into bed about 9:30.
Yeah.
But you're only your diehards. Maybe you start at 8. Yeah, Wayno gets a lot of traffic through.
Yeah, true. Yeah, I might g'day Jazz. I might try starting a bit earlier and then compare what it's like compared to starting later.
Yeah, just do 1 week or 1 week and see how you go. Morning,
Yeah.
Jazz. How are you?
Are you running to the post office, or are you just
That's what
doing the post run?
I thought she was like, she was listening post runners, and she's already went for a run.
Yeah, she might have her earpods in and be jogging away.
Well, that's right. I need to get some AirPods. Like, look at my big ears. I need to get some. Or are they my eyes? I can't work it out.
Well, I think you'd have a bit of trouble having the over-ear ones, wouldn't you?
Well, that's right. Yeah, well, that's exactly right. Yeah, Wendy's feeling better each day.
Good. Pleased to hear that, Wendy.
She's excited to catch you live, Granny.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, well, obviously she's still feeling a bit sick if that's the case.
Yes, it all happens during Granny's live stream. There are things that I can't do, during the daytime when we've got nice company that I can get away with at night.
That's right. Yeah, when I'm asleep, thank God. You're more than welcome to rent her out, Mary. You can do Granny's Gone Wild live with her. So anytime you want. Make sure, if you haven't subscribed to Granny, make sure you subscribe. Is it Granny, Grumpy Granny Flipper?
Yes.
Yep. One day I'll learn it.
Yes.
Who we got? I thought I seen you. Oh, that was Mary was on Kevin, the Commonwealth Pickers Whatnot. We I don't know, like, because we don't get Whatnot over here, so I watch a bit of Hairy Tornadoes. When Dave, the NC pick, or what's he got, ADH Dave now, when they stream it simultaneously on YouTube, I try and catch it and work out what's going on, just in case. Yeah, just a bit of recon Grady, so in case they bring it over here, so we could probably work out how to do, best foot forward.
Yeah, definitely. And look, talking of Hairy Tornado, I do have to say what a generous and nice bloke he was with our little, pretend stash that we were having over, which was the best worst reseller podcast. And
obviously he has a penchant towards old ladies, because I'd tagged him and stuff. He gave me a thumbs up. Grady has a full blown conversation with the guy.
Yes, I have. Yes.
So
which was really nice.
Will you be drinking Kraken?
Possibly not Kraken, because I don't have any of that left backs, but something similar.
Apparently she was watching Kevin and Octo and Granny. Maybe that's why we haven't got many people in today, because Commonwealth Pickers stolen all our 4,000 subscribers and viewers that we don't have. Is it on now? Is it Mary, or is it already ran? I'm not too sure. She's apparently making Sarah's morning go faster. Yeah, she likes the old ladies being abused. So that's what makes her get up in the morning.
Well, I mean that's mostly the aim, isn't it? So while people are working, they can have a bit of encouragement from us and jump in if they want to. But no one seems to ever want to come in and join us.
We did have Laura in once, but she got scared and hasn't come back. So
I
don't know. Maybe she didn't do her achievement. Like, we won't scream at people physically. We only do that for show. Like,
yes.
So don't feel like if you're more than welcome to pop on and tell us what you're going to do. You're not going to be screamed at, like, unless I'm in one of my moods. You have to be on there as well, Octo. Yeah. Pass. No, that's not. I'm more than happy. Yeah, if you do want me on there, but I don't fall into the granny category, so I feel like a bit of an imposter. Had to focus on Commonwealth. My daughter's one of their FNAF. Yes, well, I do have a couple of Five Nights at Freddy's things, I think, and hiding around. And if you tell us what you're looking for, we come across it pretty often over here, so I can flick it over to you, because it's dirt cheap. It's always in the $1 plush pile, which is about what,
I've got
60 cents American.
Yeah, I've got 2 at the moment, because I don't normally do plush, but I have a couple of books, and I actually thought, well, maybe I might actually put the book and a plush together.
Yeah, I've got a plush. I find them fairly regular. Like when Mrs. Octopus, comes to the op shop, against her will, she always finds them for some reason. So I need to take her out more often. Because I think last time she found a Nightmare Freddy, which we paid $1 for, and the lady gave it for free because we had our youngest with us. I don't know why she wants this thing. And ended up going for like $70, so it was pretty good.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Have a closer look at mine.
Well, that's right. You'd have to pay for plush. Yeah, it's for the it's for the little girl. This thing had its eye hanging, its eye hanging out, the stomach hanging out. So I don't know. Well, maybe that old lady had her eyes painted on as well. She likes the idea. Jake likes the idea of whatnot. It'd be a good sourcing opportunity. Yeah, I think it will be. It's initially, but then people will start asking eBay prices and wondering why it flops.
Yes, that'll be the trouble. And thank you, Bax. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up, everyone. I think whatnot would be fun and especially like with the right products, like that's. And now, what was I watching something the other night, and they said they were selling books. I watched someone I was watching. No, it wasn't, but it was someone that said they sell books on whatnot, because someone had said to me, I think that might have been you, Octo, that you wouldn't be able to sell books on whatnot, but apparently she does. So there you go.
Yeah, okay. I don't remember saying that, but hey, I say a lot of things that I don't remember or regret saying later on. Yes, Harry Tornado is a gem.
Yes.
I've got a little pet name for her, calling the Hairy Josh variant. Octopuses and squids. There we go. Hello, Mary. Hilo.
That squid emoji worries me.
Hey, you leave her alone.
I won't go any further with that.
I'm obviously her favourite one, so you leave her alone. Hilo's at work, so he's working on multiple things. Blake's
running late.
Yes, you're not welcome in, Jake. Come in, but have guests. No, it's been pretty quiet today, actually. No, it's good, but it's good that we're catching the chat. And Grumpy Granny's trialing actually doing something for once, and photographing. So because the nursing home rent's coming up, so she has to take care of that.
Yeah, that's right.
That's good that you got the shadow, Freddie.
Okay.
But
I have no idea what that is, but I just know that if I see the Five Nights at Freddy's things, I pick them up. A bit like the Teenage Ninja Turtles have gone off the, skyrocketing at the moment, I believe. But I've got some. I don't know that I want to sell them though. That's a sad
life of a reseller is confused. He thinks his name's Blake. Don't forget about the big thumbs up. Yeah, or even just tell your friends about us and just say that you've got some schizophrenic that dresses up as an octopus and an old lady.
Yeah, and come along and have a chat. And we would like some of you to actually come on screen with us. When we say jump in, what we mean is for you to actually hit the StreamYard link and actually come in and be in here with us.
Yes, it's that thumbs down. That's right. I'm going to tell Aussie Flipper to smash you down, life of a reseller, when he gets out there. Wait a sec. I'm going to share that comment for. Oh, hang on. That's the StreamYard link.
So that you hit on that and follow the little prompts, and you can come on with us. So
that's right. And I can talk to you behind the backstage as well. You don't have to show your camera; you just have to have your microphone on.
Yep, you can have it black screen.
Granny's not that important, so I don't feel like you're fan struck or whatever the proper word you humans use is.
Yeah, and look, if you're worried about
awestruck.
Yes, and if you're worried about your makeup's not right or whatever, there's actually a little tick box in the settings that you can tick, and it says,
that's always
look
okay,
better. So you can tick that, and then it makes your complexion look nicer.
It doesn't work because look, wait a sec, where am I? Wait a sec, where's the arrow? It doesn't work, and but like I said, you don't have to have your camera on, and Granny's only a normal person. I'm not. I'm very special in VIO, very important octopus.
Yeah.
But
we kind of probably would need you to have your microphone on though.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it'd be a bit awkward if you're just trying to lip read or you're throwing your arms around. Cool. All right, Sarah. We'll see how we go next week. Yeah, like I said, you're more than welcome to pop on. You don't have to. There's no better way of starting a YouTube debut. I debuted on Brad and Wayno's Worldwide of Reselling when Drew was on it, so that's where I came from. Yes. And look at me now; I'm stuck at 10 o'clock in the morning with an old lady. So you might go high places.
You've gone in leaps and bounds, haven't you?
That's right. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, speaking of the devil, Drew's here now.
G'day, Drew.
Now we're about to move into yours. Are you on live at the moment, Drew? Are you going that way? I'm not too sure. Are you still running them?
Yeah. No, I haven't seen you live. What's going on with your live?
Yeah,
Are
I
you doing
quite like
lives?
Drew. I like listening to Drew in the background. I normally,
Yes.
before we started doing this, I used to go thrifting on a Thursday and used to listen to Drew in the background. So
Yes.
it's good.
And I also like watching his live streams when he's photographing because he's so speedy.
Yeah, it's ASMR. I'll stick an octopus over the camera. Yep, that's good.
Stick a
Not
fox over the camera.
I was going to say preferably a plush one, not a real one. Jake saying hello to everyone in the chat. Mary, you have to get one of those hats for your podcast.
Thanks, Blake.
Don't encourage it, Mary.
Yes. Well, there's this one here, but like the trouble with this one is it's sort of, it's a bit of a shadow over my face.
I don't think she was talking about that hat, Granny.
Yeah, so that's a bit a G-rated version of one of my hats.
You have to go to Grumpy Granny's go live after hours or something like that.
Yeah, you have to see those ones. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, I agree, Drew. I like doing it like Muddy as well. How did you two end up running a podcast together? Well, I was looking for new victims and slaves to kidnap, and stumbled across this old lady looking helpless and wandering aimlessly in the street. So I kicked her out of the way and fell into Granny.
Oh, isn't it just like what a story? What a story!
Mary, it's love at first sight. Mary, the special hat. She wants the special hat.
Well, yes, but I can't do that during the daytime, because we've got to keep this one family.
Well, it's night time for Mary.
Well, it is not time for Mary, I suppose. Yes.
Well, Jake's got another question. He wants to know how you can remove the host from the live.
Well, please tell me if you can.
Granny's been trying to work out how to do it,
mate. He won't give me any controls whatsoever. So it's a bit rugged, and makes it very hard. Yes.
Cool. All right, I think we should wrap it up for another week, Granny.
I think so.
But thank you everyone for popping in. We've got 25 minutes at the moment, and we really appreciate you coming in. If you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe to Granny and my channel. We like helping out and doing all this for the community. If you're listening in the background or like a Hilo where you should be working, you're listening to us instead. Good.
Yeah, but we'd still like you to subscribe, please, and give us a thumbs up. And at the moment, Octo's helping out with a charity fundraiser, and for every new sub we get now, he's donating $1 to that charity. So if please.
Yeah, it's about helping out little octopuses take over third world countries.
Right.
But
think of it this way: if hitting the subscribe button is you donating $1, and that's what how Wayno put it the other week, and that's good.
That's right. Yeah, Sonny Bankrupts.
Thanks for being here, Bax.
Hit the like. Thank you. Thank you. That's good. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Oh, all right, Sarah, we'll see you next week. We're going to hold you to that. That's your accountability. You need to put your fox on the camera and come on live. Best episode yet. Oh, God. Easily pleased. All right. Thanks, everyone. We'll see you again next week.
Thanks, Mary.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, hang on. Wait a sec. There we go. All right. Bye. Smile faces. Smile.